Hi, women. This is Lada from Radiant Yin. And today I would like to check in with our Radiant Yin diaries about female energy and how female energy is actually like a wave. And we're going as women through these big cycles. And, I'm going to put us in a meditation in a minute, but I would just like you to kind of start looking at it. It's like we're building up. There's this energy, there's this force. We have energy, and we're just building up, and we're very tolerant, and if things are working and we're helping out, and, we have this energy for everything. We're creative. And then we reach the top, and then the wave kind of breaks and crashes, right? And then it kind of at some point it just goes like it kind of disappears. There's this energy of nothingness, and then the wave starts pulling back and starting to take back its power. So then when it's ready again, it kind of starts building up again. And so even when I'm talking, I feel it in my body. You feel it in your body, like my body is doing something here. And we can connect it to menstruation cycle or not. But it is a cycle, right? It's about those 28 days. And because we are all still living in a yin, you can say masculine society, I mean, created by men for men, right? That's absolutely historically proven. There's nothing political about it. Women were at home and men were building this society, right? The business and everything. And women were at home taking care of children while men were out there, let's say, creating the external value and then bringing the money, the wealth back, right? And so the society is still very yin, very masculine, and we're slowly changing it, which is great. But, we get very invalidated about the wave as women, right? And there's more talk about it, more awareness, which is amazing. So this is just adding to it. That invalidation, like something's wrong with me. And what I'm noticing about some women is that because the society is so yin and we were told no, you should have just this short cycle as men, just a day one, just sun goes up, sun goes down, sun goes up, sun goes down. Why are you not always the same? Why is your energy not always the same? Why don't you deliver the same? So, and also we were being told that our depth is inconvenient, right? Like the depth of your emotions, the depth of your feelings, your empathy, depth of your intuition. Oh, that's inconvenient. You should, as a woman, you should stay convenient. Just don't make problems. Men will not like you. So a lot of women very unconsciously are staying in a very shallow wave, right? It's like, I'm just gonna stay here. And so you might have noticed if you're a person of a deep wave, this might get really uncomfortable for some people when you start going into that depth, right? And so that was actually a story of my life and just going in these waves and being very invalidated around it. So at some point, making my way very shallow, and the way I've done it was disconnecting from my emotions and really just raining perfect energy and just living the life like a robot. And that just wasn't really fun. And my spirit kind of brought me on a path of reconnecting also with my emotions as much as my spirit. So I started clearing that energy and realizing, and I'm still realizing it, that it is natural. We all have these waves. And so the deeper you want to experience your pleasure, your joy, love, excitement, if you want to really have those heights, the deeper you go, the deeper the depths, the higher the height, right? That's just how it works. And we have a lot of ideas and programming that were put in our systems. Like, don't go there, just it's scary, don't go to your depth, there is darkness, there are demons. And that's just all a bunch of crap. It's not. You find yourself in your depth. And there's also where we connect with our ancestors because that's our roots. So you got to be really embodied if you want to do that level of work. Your feelings, your depth, your sexuality, the sacredness of our Shakti, right? That feminine energy that moves through our body and also creates matter, right? So yeah, so just even talking about it, maybe we can you can close your eyes. I'm already starting to kind of go within myself. So I can guide us here. Just say hello to that. Say hello to that wave inside of you. It's like it's water, right? Female energy is like water. And if you look into the word, we created dams. Let's put the water, let's restrain it, let's create a dam. And now we know how it affects environment. It kills environment if you create dams. And isn't that an interesting kind of image of the unhealthy patriarchal system that just kind of puts the female energy in the cage and then tells her, this is the only way you can be. You can be nurturing, just breathe. And this is a good time for us to just grow some connection to the center of the planet. And I really like to work with roots. They're so easy. Just imagine a big root coming out from base of your spine, maybe even a root as big as your hips. And it's an energetical, beautiful root. It's going down to the center of the planet. Say hello to her and that connection and support, and do the same. Say hello to your womb and imagine big root coming out of your womb, roots coming out of your ovaries. Oh, let's ground that body. And if you know where your female creative energy is, you also ground that. And if you want to learn, you can come to the female workshops. That's where I teach about it. And just notice as you start grounding it, all that energy can start coming out. So we were talking about invalidation, right? We were told there's something wrong with us. It might have been verbally or just the word our family showed us. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going with this? This is a bit too deep. I'm uncomfortable. So start releasing that, and obviously I teach these classes because I'm very familiar with these energies. So we first become our own healer, and then often we're called to guide others. But I want you to know that I'm going through the same things. That's why I'm teaching about it. I'm just in a stage of my healing where I can have the depth of the death and growth and rebirth, and at the same time have my life. I'll pay taxes, have my relationships, teach classes, and also go for 2 days a week to the Word and work in the Word to keep the balance. While sometimes I'm at the top of the really tall wave, and sometimes I'm crashing and I'm in nothingness. So, it's like you're going to be going through your processes, but at some point, something shifts and you are able to hold it. So maybe you're in that stage of this growth and it's like really hard to go in the word, really hard to kind of create something. And I've been there. My life completely stopped in 2012 because I was going through such an unplug. So I was there too. So just breathe and find like, where am I in this growth? And maybe I'm realizing I can be in the word, but the price I'm paying is that my depth, I'm very shallow. My wave is very shallow and I'm kind of sick of it and I want to deepen. And maybe now there's fear about, well, when I let go of that external and go deeper, can I create for myself? I know a lot of you are in that growth period, letting go of the corporal and really believing in your ability to create. So let's breathe into those wombs. Say hello to that womb. And then as you breathe out, just allow even more of that invalidation come out. Something's wrong with me. You gotta be convenient, stay shallow, don't go deep. Or then a very common picture that we all have to clear as female spiritual teachers, but I also see it in my students on different levels of their growth, and it's like, oh my God, I'm just gonna be alone because nobody's this aware. So nobody will match me. I'm never gonna have any friends. Like, so it's a picture. It is, it's a picture, and you're gonna meet it on different levels of your growth. Oh, I'm just gonna be alone. And of course, there's some times when we need to be more alone because we need to know ourselves, and we can only know it sometimes by being only by ourselves, not filling those spaces with other people. Just be alone, but notice that's not lonely. So create a symbol of a rose and allow that rose to just pull out that picture that says, oh my God, if I'm going to take that step or if I'm going to be this deep, I'm going to be alone. And now I'm laughing at it, but it used to. Oh, how many times I would want to stop and take that another step deeper because there's this picture, you're going to be alone. And sometimes I have to be like, okay, if that's the price of being disconnected and really connected to Earth and the universe at the same time, if the price of it is very small circle, I'm so happy to pay it. Right? Because then our energy becomes precious. We can walk both worlds. And that's really the feminine, right? It's grounding the heights. We're grounding it in the body, the spiritual heights, the spiritual awareness, and we're bringing it in. We're feeling it. So again, say hello to that womb space. It's so powerful. It's connected to the void. Let's breathe into those wombs. And again, if any of your female organs was surgically removed, you still work with us. You have the energetical template in your body. You ground it, you work with it the same way as if your physical organ was there, and that actually will help the healing of your body. And the organs can communicate. After surgery, the energetical body is often really destroyed. So this is like a form of self-healing, grounding that space and just breathe into it and that connection to the void. And here I want to talk about the when the wave crashes and we disappear in nothingness for a little bit. It's like a day or two. um and again, it depends on how deep you can go with your wave, right? So for some of you might be like, what's she's talking about? But for many of us it's like, yeah, that's exactly, I just disappear in nothingness. And to me, that's also if we can start tuning into that connection with the void, because it is, I see it as everything, but also nothing. And that's also what female energy is. And just notice if that is a comfortable feeling, or if there is some fear around it. Like for me, I can feel some fear around my lower body and my pelvis. So I'm just letting it go. I'm letting those roots pull it out into the earth, and the earth will recycle. It's coming also out of my female space, my shoulders. Notice what's happening for you. Or maybe it's just such a good feeling, like I can disappear. Yes. So just allow yourself to be wherever you are with it, but you're connecting. It's an immense power we have as women. And this comes through our womb. Yeah, just allow yourself to tap into that space. You're not small or irrelevant. Your thoughts, ideas, feelings are not less valid. You're connected to the source of everything in your body. It's very incredible, isn't it? And it's sacred. And we got to start treating ourselves, our bodies, and our female energy as sacred, because it is sacred and that's part of the healing. Fantastic. So now, as we're sitting here kind of in our depths, we're gonna say hello to that wave. And I'm just gonna guide us to this kind of short piece of this meditation where you're gonna be exploring a little bit how does it feel in my body? How can I support myself? Where it's time to release. So let's say hello to that wave. Like imagine a gorgeous ocean and the wave is just building up, building up. It has all this power. Notice what you feel in the body. It's that time of our wave when we have all the energy. We're loving, we're tolerant, you know. Everything is great. and and then we're on top of that wave, right? We're on the top of the wave. Things are probably working for us. Everything is great. And then the wave crashes, breaks. Breathe. Just notice what happens in your body. For me, kind of in my oh lower belly and my solar plexus. There's this like the break. So whatever you're noticing, breathe into it. Whew. Start releasing any stuck energy in your body. Oh, into that nothingness when that wave just breaks. My friend asked me yesterday, like, how are you feeling? And I said, the wave broke. I was in nothingness yesterday. Wherever you are in your process, you can still feel into this space, right? So if you're trained psychic, I will invite you, look, yes, we've trained for years to be neutral and also feel. That's how you bring it in your body. That's how you become your own medicine woman. Your own healer, teacher is by, I'm going to feel it in my body. What is my experience when the wave crashes? But also, I notice here's where I'm very connected to the void, and that's where I can support myself. And I'm still learning to be conscious in all these different parts. But it's like, wow, but this is when the nothingness is also everything. It's kind of like when we say the death is the rebirth, right? Because the cycles are always connected. And notice there might be pain, anxiety, or there might be relief, release, right? Whatever you're experiencing, breathe into it. This is part of your depth. Whatever is not yours, or you're ready to release, let it go down that grounding cord. And many things are here to come online, just so you become aware of it. It becomes part of your awareness. It's not always about releasing everything. We release so we can get to what's ours, what's present, the gift, the medicine. Yeah, I feel into that. So there's this gift also when the wave crashes, right? And now the wave is pulling back, right? So it's the ocean is pulling it back. There's this force. Maybe you have a need to call your energy back to yourself. I'm realizing now that's when I need to disconnect a little bit. And now I tell people that this is part of my process, not only as my medicine, but also the medicine for this planet, is that I go through these waves. And this is the phase when the wave is pulling back. I feel like I need to pull my energy back from everybody, really know what my energy is, what my space is, kind of lean back onto myself if I was kind of out there in the world. And now I'm like, no, you have your own back. Don't forget that ever. Don't forget that. Notice how this feels for you, this kind of pulling back. And there was time for me when it didn't feel good. I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was something wrong with me. But this is how I self-regulate, right? And so I'm better for the word because I allow myself to pull back. Because that's when in the past I would get irritated, angry, because I wasn't clear where my boundary was. So this pulling back, I'm realizing now is really helping me to know like, oh, this is my space, this is my energy. Check in with yourself. Center. And then notice as you kind of do center, the and we can say you really fill your own tank. So this might be the time, how can I support myself? I often am being called into hot springs. We have amazing natural hot springs here in New Mexico. And I just need to soak and go to the river and meditate. And that's how I support myself. Or a massage or some form of body work, things that feel good in my body. And that's how I fill my tank, pleasure, huge pleasure. Ooh, that fills our tank. And so then when our tank is full, there goes the wave again. It keeps building power, right? And heading to the shore. So just breathe and say hello to that cycle within yourself. Breathe into it. And notice if something shifted for you now, if there is maybe just more of self-acceptance, maybe some ahas or any insight for you that came through this meditation. And you have your answers, you have your medicine. So these meditations are about building more self-awareness where you can trust that inner guidance you have, right? And you can remember that your own teacher, your healer. So all of this is just leading you to that point. And we're going to create a big golden sun above our heads as we're finishing this meditation. Thank you for sticking. Just create an image of a big golden sun above your head. And I love my golden suns huge. You can imagine, when a scarabæus just goes and there's this big ball in front of him, huge, much bigger than their body. Imagine like that golden sun is so big, like it's huge, much bigger than your body. And then you poke a hole in it with your psychic finger and let all the gold pour into your body and into your energy field, your aura. Imagine there's a really nice, defined layer around the edges of your aura. Pick a color, make it bright. I sometimes like to imagine I'm inside of a crystal of a certain color. Own your space, mind. This is my queendom, my female energy. Whew. And then you can open your eyes or stay in the meditation. This is always an invitation to go deeper. You don't have to finish because I'm finishing, but you have more awareness out now and the tools, and you can come back and just listen to the piece of the wave, just the meditation. But I always encourage you, once you kind of get an idea of what you're doing, just let go of any external voice and just sit with it with yourself, explore, because that's when we really meet the depth, is by ourselves. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. And another reminder, we have a female workshop coming up, the first part on female health. I'm so excited about this workshop. Me and Nikki both. And the first part is on Saturday, and it's, I believe, November the 8th. It's the next Saturday, not next Saturday. And yeah, if you like this, if this is kind of, jamming to you, just this is what we're going to be doing. This is what you're going to be exploring. And we're also bringing sound, we're bringing movement, we're bringing creativity, different forms of self-healing. So you're going to get these self-awareness, but also tools. How can I assist myself? Okay, thank you so much. This is Lada from Radiant. Bye.